It's an amazing thing that you asked that question like that, you know what I mean? And it's all about me being me. Just my own personality, not adding or taking anything away. As a matter of fact, I had the opportunity to meet Martha Stewart on the Martha and Snoop Dogg cooking show. And I had the pleasure of meeting Donald Trump at Mike Tyson's birthday party at his 22-room mansion out in Connecticut. And I had an opportunity of meeting Tupac because I was a friend of a Mr. Tony Watts, and he was promoting this rap show, and I got a chance to be on stage with Tupac. As a matter of fact, I was on stage when they bum rushed the stage. And from that moment on, me and him clicked and have became friends because most of them people had either heard about me, seen me on TV or radio and, videos and different things like that. Because once I was talking to somebody and they told me Donald Trump and this socialite friend of mine, which name is Lisa Eisner. She's a publisher at Grey Bull Press out in Beverly Hills. And she said they was over at the Prince Albert party in Monarch. And somebody somewhere question came up about Bishop Don Juan. And Trump asked, how do you know Don Juan? And she said, everybody know the Bishop Don Magic Juan. Just that coming. So, being able to fellowship with a lot of people bumping shoulders because of my spirit been right in, you know what I mean? Just like you was talking earlier about the P. Diddy Award at the 2004 American Music Award. That was something super big, man. It had passed my imagination, man. So this was something that I know that was truly a blessing from God. And I truly must tell you, that I am thankful and I'm honored that God gave me another chance, that God has continued to bless my life and God has continued to provide for me. God has continued to open up doors for me. God has continued to give me people in my life that was willing to help me elevate to the next level. Because that touch from God, I give all glory to God. Yes. Because these people wouldn't do these things if God not put it on their minds and hearts to do these things for one that he feels should receive these things. Many people said, wow, I remember we was at a party out in Beverly Hills. Will Smith had thrown, I think it was his birthday party. And the comedian came and got me and was taking me over there to Will Smith. Hey, come on. This is Will Smith. And soon Will Smith to me said, man, come on, everybody know the Bishop. Hey, Bishop, you know what I mean? And then, like at award show, my names are mentioned and things when I don't even have to be there, people on stage, because, I have made an impression on people's hearts, you know what I mean? I mean, what greater gift to the man received than to hear Snoop Dogg, a legendary famous rapper, say that I saved his life, that I was influenced in making a decision where he had a chance for a better life, that I took him from gangster to put the player in his life, to change his life. Man, that is a mission that, you can't write in a script. It was serious drama in these people's lives, and now this man is a full-fledged businessman, a corporate man, and doing a lot of things that a lot of others want to do, but it's too much on their plate because they don't have one spiritual advisor, Bishop Don Magic Juan, to give them that understanding that all stars need. They need that somebody. They need that ear. They need that shoulder to listen to and lay on, but they need it from somebody that's been there and done that. Nobody that read it where you lay on a couch and you spend thousands of dollars and you just share it with them, you just letting them be nosy. They don't really tell you nothing but, oh, that's what happened? Okay, thousands of dollars. Enjoyed your hour visit. But I can give it to you and where you feel blessed even while we're speaking about it. You ain't got to lay on the couch. All you got to do is just let me share it with you. That God loves you, man, woman. You know what I mean? It don't matter who you is, where you been, and what you've been through. That's what Christianity and being saved and trusting God is all about. What you've been through, what you done, what you're hurting about. You know what I mean? The struggles. That's what it's all about, you know? So, like I said, I told the player earlier, grace will take you way further than hustling will.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, you think you got so much money that you want to run out. Believe me, I never thought I'd outlive my money. I thought I had so much money I'd live forever with it. But you can outlive your money. Watch what you do with your money, man. Protect your money, man. Because it will run out. Oh, I know you said you got it like that. I know the plenty of players that had it like that. It can run out, man. So just, do the right thing, man. Everybody try to treat everybody right. Everybody try to make things happen. And everybody try to go out and get this DVD. Because it's definitely going to be a DVD. Because I'm getting too much game today for not to share with y'all, man. I'd feel bad and brokenhearted if I couldn't share this game with you, man. I mean, it would make me feel so bad knowing after all that you have been through and you are going through, I know you want to hear the truth. And that's why I'm giving you the truth. About Archbishop Don Magic Juan, chairman of the board of famous players for many years, everywhere. Newly crowned pimp god. Woo! Big shoes to fill, because the pimp god I know, he had more gang in one finger than most of you players got in your whole body. And he would have told you that himself if he was there, because I got that from him. You did? But he crowned me and told me I was one of the greatest pimps he ever met. And to hear that out that man's mouth, Lord Jesus Christ. Before I even got my Rolls-Royce, I used to beg the pimp god to bring his Rolls-Royce out. Because, wow, I was saying, what you doing with that Rolls-Royce sitting in the garage? Man, but he didn't have no license. But then I would go there and tell him, come on, man, get it out. Because anyway, it looked like I was driving because the steering wheel was on the wrong side. And it was pink, Jack, and it was in the 70s. Wow, we stood out like a sore thumb. And after riding here, man, I had to have one. And the story about how I got mine, I want to share it because it's so legendary, and I want to give props to Tyrone Davis, So what happened is, everybody was riding Cadillac. It's 74 now. I've been Cadillac riding deep, Jack, 3-4 Cadillacs a year and things, you did? So I'm riding that Cadillac, and everybody else getting Cadillacs and all of that. So I went to this guy, Tyrone Davis, become my best friend, like, in life, he really helped me a lot, and, you know what I mean, and open up doors for us to come into the entertainment world, and, Tyrone, he was everything to me, really. I never got a chance ever to give props to him, but Tyrone he was just more than a friend to me, and I mean, we had such a special bond that it was so amazing, But, back to the script, you dig, like, I said, Tyrone, I need that Rolls-Royce to make my gang. I said, all these other players, they driving Cadillac, man. I need that Rolls-Royce. He said, no, man, But you're talking about Pete, and those that know him, they know he always say Pete. I said, I need it, man, to make my gang, man. He said, no, this other player, which name was Seduli, and he's a Chicago player. He gone on to be with the Lord. But he had offered Tyrone more money for the car. And plus, they knew each other. I mean, and, they did a lot of things together. But I was such a sincere player. I said, I needed Tyrone to make my game. And he gave it to me for a lesser price. and we became really friends, man. And he knew what I was telling him because after the next few years, he see I was on a high in the game that he wouldn't have never dreamed a player could reach. Because I was bumping shoulders with them, going cross country with them, hanging around in gambling joints, running to the Kentucky Derby, bouncing across town to a fight in Vegas. Man, big balling with some real big players back in the day, man. You know what I mean? That's why I say, I'm locally accepted, international known. They know me from way back. I was like, they said the Mohegan, like the last of the pimps. I mean, the dirty, low down mud kicking out. You better go get it and bring it right back. Hey, you hear me? And that kind of pimping you did, you know what I mean? Where it was real serious, you know what I mean? And everybody understand. And it was such a good time, man, you know what I mean? Everybody had a little money. Everybody driving a nice car, you know what I mean? Everybody got 1, 2, 3 girls, you know what I mean? Everybody meeting at the player spot, flashing. Everybody meeting like on a Saturday morning at the courthouse, picking up prostitutes, pulling up in they capillary, flashy cars, you know what I mean? And girls jumping into them, 2, 3 girls, and they pull off into the sunset. It was something, man, that, even Hollywood couldn't wrote, man. I mean, it's the real deal. These people came out from tired and staying in jail all night, others hookers trying to take their money. I mean, man, it was an amazing time, but it was a good time, though, man. It was a fun time, you know what I mean? And, 85 into crack, and, you know what I mean? It changed the game mentally. You know what I mean? Physically, the game was still striving, but mentally, it changed the game because guys got to thinking that they even had other professions, being pimps and players and hustlers, but they thought that they could mix that drug game with their game to elevate it because they was looking at the money, and a lot of them got tricked out the game thinking that they could play that game. Just like I said, a lot of guys play that drug game, but it ain't for everybody. And those that it wasn't for, they didn't last. I know a lot of people, man, players that, was good players, but they mixed that in their game and it destroyed their game. And if you ever put that in your chick brain, you're going to lose your chick and your game. So, man, you just got to play this thing right, man, and try to live and not die. Donald Trump was real cool though at Mike Tyson party, I know it's a political thing going on and everything, but at one time I shook his hand and laughed with him, and he introduced me to, at that time, his wife Mala, and we fellowship quite a few hours together. It was Mike Tyson's birthday. Frankie Beverly and Mays was the entertainment. I believe Frankie must have sung everything he ever made from kindergarten. He sung all night long for the champ. It was Mike's birthday. I think it might have been his 30th or something like that, man. And it was extravaganza. And a matter of fact, I remember taking pictures, and some guy tried to say something, one of the security about me taking pictures. Mike said, "Hey, you leave him alone." You did? You messing with that dignitary for because you taking pictures. Mike Tyson, he's a good brother too, man. I know we was at an All-Star game or something in New York City, man, and we was at the Madison Square Garden. He said, "Oh, look at all that, right? Look at that, no, you're the biggest rep, come on." And took me, and we walked straight across the floor. You did? It's my man, Jack. And, and man, it's just so many stories. Ice-T, Big Daddy Kane. It's so many, you know what I mean? Lil Jon, Twister, even Kanye, you know what I mean? Kanye, Chicago, West Side and things, And, man, Chicago breeds some real strong personalities, And like myself, they're a fixture in the game, and I'm talking about you can speak Hollywood and my name ring. I never thought that I would be a part of that till well it would be that enlightened of me being a part of what it would say, hey, Talk Hollywood, Bishop Juan, things like that. It's just such an amazing journey, man, and I'm thankful for the journey. And I'm still excited about what God is doing and going to do and have done. So, man, it's just a total experience for me, man. And, even people like Dolomite, who have become a real friend before he passed. And, the players have done at all the player balls, you know what I mean? It's just like when we had these balls and bring in entertainment, it enlightened them and it put them right back in the game. We play with them for a while, they come to the ball in Hollywood, snatch them back and they elevate. You know what I mean? But we always gave them a platform and gave them somewhere to come when Hollywood turned their back on them, and you know what I mean? And gave due respect, you know what I mean? Like giving Lifetime Achievement, the Don Juan Lifetime Achievement Award, to, Be Real, Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean? It's a journey, man. And the journey is getting better. I hear a lot of people say they living their best life. I have not said that. I don't know what my best life is yet because it ain't over. So, you know what I mean? So I'm just still living this life and pray that the best life is to come. Church. Preach, tabernacle. It's the only way we're going to get any action. Church. Thank you for letting me into your household. I really appreciate you doing that. And I pray that I didn't offend you, disrespect you, or say anything that it might offend your household. Because believe me, that is not the intention of the Archbishop Don Magic Juan. If I can't help you, I won't hurt you. If I can't bless you, I won't curse you. If I can't please you, I won't tease you, because I am the Archbishop Don Magic Juan. And I don't lie, Jack. Right now, whenever trouble, problems, or sorrow, if you trust in the Lord, there'll be a brighter tomorrow. For there's nothing too much for the great God to do. And all that he asks and expects of you and you is faith that's unshaken by tribulations and years, contents and knowledge that God knows best, and trouble and sorrow, they are only a test. But without God testing of our souls, it never could reach its ultimate goal. So keep on knowing and believing and trusting that all that God has said will be yours to receive if you trust him completely and always believe. And so it is. Yeah, this film is brought to you by the producer, Archbishop Don Magic Juan, and E-Biz, the director and filmmaker. Church.